somewhere where people feel drawn to for various reasons.
To be outside.
Be in the sunshine.
Sit on a bench.
Walk their dogs.
For kids to run around and play.
Get some peace and quiet, or if they're running around, they can play and scream and yell. By early 2000 and into the early 2000s, it was in decline again.
It was kind of a place you didn't want to go because there was trash and broken bottles and people sitting around on benches that people were afraid of having GFS, certainly lower school kids, coming in contact with.
As time went on, the city kind of drew back the resources and drew back the support of this particular park, and we've seen that in the type of activity that took place in Vernon Park.
And we had a lot of drug use and a lot of criminal activity in the park, and it was a real problem.
Over the years, unfortunately, it decayed quite a bit.
The Tacony Frankfurt Watershed Partnership visited various groups, brought in people from all over Germantown and said, we'd like to put in a rain garden. And Vernon Park seems to be one of the best places to do it. After the rain garden, we managed to gather up a group of people who'd been involved in it and reconstituted the Friends of Vernon Park.
Over the years, the Friends of Vernon Park have done lots to keep the area clean, do plantings and things of that sort. And they've also tried to bring people to the park by having concerts and poetry readings and street fairs and things of that sort.
One by one, we sort of said, well, what would you like to see in the park? What kinds of activities? What ideas do you have? What would you be willing to put some time in on? And after that, we had a little flea market, and Councilwoman Bass organized oldies nights on Wednesday nights in the summer right in front of the Vernon House here.
So there's been a lot of revitalization and growth of the park over the decades, and one of the things is that the former library building, which was sort of sitting in the middle of the park, and that was our library that we would go to, the part of the Philadelphia library, was turned into a senior organization called Center in the Park. Center in the Park actually started inside the YWCA building, and it got so popular that they started looking for extra space, and that building was sitting idle in the park as far as I know, and they were able to get that and turn it into a senior center.
Kathy Palmier, I think, was the community service person then, community activities, who said, let's look into the Center in the Park. It's in Vernon Park, it's easy to get to. So I was kind of interested in doing that because the kids really got great conversations going. So, and they had a person there who was really good at organizing on that side. And that's what these kinds of things needs, is someone to organize here and someone to organize there. So she connected me up with Fred Lewis and some other really wonderful people at Vernon Park, at Center in the Park, which is located just right there. And he got together about 15 people, and I had my class, and we started having conversations, and it worked out really great.
I coordinate the Germantown Artist Roundtable, which is a volunteer network of about 400 artists, literary, visual, and performing artists, and art lovers and art educators who all live or work in Germantown. We have many artistic events here and community gatherings. About 2 years ago, the Germantown Artist Roundtable got a grant from the city called Performance in Public Spaces. And it was our first grant ever. And we put together kind of a dream show. We wanted to be out at night in Vernon Park under the stars. We wanted our community to know it was safe to come out at night and be together, and that we had incredible artists that live here and that would love to share their talents with them.
The Black Writers Museum was founded in 2010, and we started in a small boutique establishment in Maplewood Mall, just around the corner. And in 2013, we had the opportunity to partner with the city of Philadelphia and to move into the Vernon House. And the Black Writers Museum is an institution that provides exhibits of classic and contemporary black literature. And most importantly, what we do with those exhibits, we show the experiences of Black American life through literature. Our mission is to provide a venue and an opportunity for the general public to explore Black literature and the impact that it has had on American culture. So with that, we provide seminars, workshops. We bring in speakers from all over the country.
My class is Connect with Germantown, and it's very simple in concept. We walk around Germantown and we talk with business owners, people on the street, passers-by, people waiting at the bus stop, and just talk about Germantown. Recently we went to Vernon Park and we encountered a couple of people. One woman had a dozen roses walking, so we talked with her, and her fiance had surprised her with some roses and told us how wonderful he was, and we got to hear a little bit about her life story, and it was just a wonderful interaction just to talk to people and find out what people are up to.
Obama's running for his first term, and it was on the Green Street side of the park behind me. Very exciting day to hear Obama was coming to Germantown. We all volunteered to be here and to help, and we were, and people just poured in the entire park, all the way along Germantown Avenue and all the way along Green Street. People were just spread out all over, and the Secret Service came. Obama walked in from the Green Street side. Everybody was there to greet him. We got to shake his hand. He stood up on a stage there and was so charming and so articulate, and the audience was so happy and interactive with him, back and forth. He would say something and they would say something back and he'd respond, and it just was larger than life and pretty exciting for everybody here.
A community park should be somewhere where people feel drawn to for various reasons. They might come for an event, they might come to walk their dogs, they might come to let their children play on the little playgrounds, they might want to be there for a rally or the poetry readings and concerts that are there. I can remember when I was in elementary school, school fairs were often held there.
I think a community park should allow space for all sorts of events to happen. And I do believe that Vernon Park is particularly beneficial to the community because there are a lot of events that happen.
I think a community park should be a place where all ages can come together, relax, and have fun, and where you can spend time, if it's possible, if you have a big enough park, which I think we do, to have public performances and activities.
Vernon Park is a place where people come now to walk their dogs, to bring their children to play. We have schools that bring their children through to look at the various sites in Vernon Park, the statues and the monuments that we have here, and of course, to visit the Black Writers Museum.
When there's the big Battle of Germantown, I think people go there. I've seen flea markets going on there. Politicians give speeches there. I think Vernon Park is now a much more active center and serves Germantown much more now than it did 30 years ago because there's all that going on.
Green and welcoming place that can be used by everyone, whatever age they are, is my view of a public park.